Hello, welcome to the Gregory C. This is January 1st, 2020. Let's talk about flight. So what I have on screen is a picture of a hummingbird. There's a few things I want to get into today. We're going to talk about aircraft and birds and the interaction between those two. And there's a few points I want to make. One of them is that birds are incredibly beautiful, and their flight is infinitely more complex and aerodynamic and intricate and complicated in ways that aerospace travel that it can't come close to. And we can unpack that in another video. That's not the main purpose of the talk today. But just to understand that the flight of this hummingbird is far more complex than any fighter jet. So I'm just throwing that out there. But we're mostly going to talk about bird strike. And we'll get to the reason why at the end of the video. So I'm going to show you what happens when a plane hits a bird. Now, before we start doing that, there's going to be probably a little bit of some shocking photos. There may be a little bit of blood in some of them. They're not that gruesome. But the point is, understand that these photographs were taken after the planes had landed on the ground. So in most cases, once struck by a bird, planes can land safely. It does happen. It happens near the ground when the planes are taking off and landing. There aren't birds flying around at 30,000 feet in the air. And most of the time, the plane lands. So to start off, we have this fighter jet here, and obviously struck a bird while it was in flight. I'm not sure if this was takeoff or landing, but again, the jet made it to the ground safely. So again, don't be scared of flying in planes because of birds, but just look at what one bird did to that plane. The incredible amount of damage. And we're just going to go through a few photos here. Really the same punchline. Again, plane struck a bird. I mean, that's what a bird does to a plane. It's a lot of damage. Again, blew the nose cone in half, knocked panels out, caused buckling. I mean, look at this. What one bird did, it ripped. There's many different panels here. The bird went completely through. It's lodged inside of this plane somewhere. Again, the plane landed, but it did a lot of damage because, in general, the airframe and the skin of a plane is pretty fragile. They're made of aluminum. The skins are aluminum. The longerons are aluminum. The spars are aluminum. There's some composite materials in some places that the skin's made out of. This is a picture of an engine. Again, a bird can do an incredible amount of damage to the engine, but again, this plane landed. So this is after the fan inlet was taken off, and you can see that this first row of blades, there's a lot of damage done, likely caused a lot of imbalance, possibly caused the engine to fail, possibly not, but again, the plane landed. You can land a multi-engine plane with one engine, and you can land a plane that has one badly damaged engine. So again, don't be scared to fly in planes. But this is what one bird can do to a plane. That one's a little more graphic. We'll skip past that one. This one will sit on for a minute. Again, this is where a bird struck the wing of a plane. And look at how much damage it did. I mean, it ripped the wing from the body of the plane. It looked like it severed either a fuel line or a hydraulic line. Totally ripped through the skin. It ripped through the leading edge of the blade. Got lodged somewhere there in the wing. I mean, there's buckled panels. There's all kinds of damage here. That's just from a bird. And we'll get to why I'm showing this here. So the next image shows this is the structural layout of one of the twin towers. So they've got these central core columns, the floor trusses, and then on the outside they have what they call the tubular perimeter columns. And these are made of solid steel. And we'll look at a couple pictures here. So this is the external structure of the twin towers. This is solid steel, mind you. Much, much, much harder than a bird. And here's one more photograph. It's almost solid steel. There's very little window space. These are steel columns. It's highly reinforced. The buildings were earthquake proof. And so I'm going to lead you to water, but I'm not going to tell you what the whole conclusion here is. But again, if you go back and you look at how much damage one bird can almost rip the wing off of a plane. It didn't sever the wing. But imagine, look how much damage this bird, a bird, mind you, did to the plane. And then think about how strong that steel is. Thanks for your time.